Increasing and decreasing intervals. Section 7-5, Part 1. An interval is a period of time between 2 points of time or events. A jogger begins her run around a park by increasing her speed until she reaches her normal jogging speed. She then jogs at a constant speed for most of her run. Finally, she begins her cool down by jogging at a slower rate until she stops. There are 3 distinct intervals for this situation. The interval where the jogger's speed is increasing, the interval where she runs at a constant speed, and the interval where her speed is decreasing. Okay? So there's 3 distinct intervals. The interval where her speed is increasing, the interval where she runs at a constant speed, in other words, meaning the speed does not change, it stays the same, and then the interval where her speed is decreasing. So let's look at this graph. This graph has been drawn for us to represent this situation of this jogger. You see here, this is the beginning process. I'm going to use my pen starting on the left. I see that the speed is going upward, okay? So if we have a line slanting upward to the right, this is an increasing interval. So this speed right here represents an increasing interval. If the line is slanting upward to the right, it is increasing. Now you see from this point here to this point here, we stay straight across. This is a constant interval. Then from this point down to touching the x-axis, it's going downward to the right. This is a decreasing. We are decreasing. This is a decreasing interval. So as you go from left to right on your graph, if a line is slanting upward to the right, it's increasing. Straight across is constant. Down to the right is decreasing. Okay? So let's look at this example. Identifying intervals from graphs. Label each interval as increasing, constant, or decreasing. So let's look at A. Let's look at A. A starts at 20 and it's going down to the right. Down to the right means decreasing. So for A interval, it is decreasing. Remember, you always start on the far left of your graph. And if it's going downward to the right, it is decreasing. Okay? So this is a decreasing interval. We could name it decreasing interval. Okay? Now let's go to B part. Now A went from here downward to this point. Now B goes from this point across to this point. So B interval is straight across. Therefore, this is what we call a constant interval. A constant interval is straight across. Now C. C goes from this point up to this point. We're going upward to the right. So therefore, C is an increasing interval. Increasing interval when it goes up to the right. When it goes up to the right, it's increasing. Now for D, we go from D straight across. So D is going straight across. This is a constant interval.